Okay, guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the Money Talk Show with your host here, your favorite financial advisor, Mr. Christopher Beecher. First of all, I want to say big shout out and thank you for all of those persons who have been very supportive of my channel thus far. I hope you have been really getting a lot of value for your money or value for your time. I'm just going to encourage you guys, if you haven't already done so, to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share if you're finding this information valuable. Share with your friends and let's build a community and let's get good with money. All right, so on the Money Talk Show, we are very receptive and we're very responsive to our viewers. And a lot of our viewers have been asking me some ways that you can make some extra money in times like these. But before I do so, I want you to know that I have an upcoming event on July the 23rd, and yes, that's a Saturday. That's actually two events I have that day. If you guys want to know more about what to expect when you're expecting a baby, especially the women among you on the channel, you can go on the Instagram page, Bam's Mom Club. I'll be a part of a panel discussion with a gynecologist, a lactation specialist, and a medical doctor, and of course, the owner and the CEO of Bam's Mom Club, Dr. Soyini Gordon Mitchell, as well as myself, your favorite financial advisor. We'll be having a panel discussion on everything concerning pregnancy and everything concerning being a mom, both pre-mom and post-mom, right? When you have the baby, of course. So look out for that. Check out Bam's Mom Club on your Instagram to find out more information. So that's on the 23rd of July. All right. So for today, I want to talk about ways that you can make additional income, because you saw where I did the video where I said that, hey, we were discussing, can you really live comfortably on less than $480,000 per month? I mean, of course, with the proper budgeting and the proper management of your money and your resources, of course you can. And for those persons who want financial coaching or advice, you can always hit me up, email beecherinternational@gmail.com, or you can hit me up with a DM in the IG, Christopher.beecher625. And if you want personal coaching, if you want a budget analysis, or if you want help to get out of debt, you can hit me up. I'm your guy. All right, so everybody knows about the whole standard thing about trading time for money and the 9 to 5. And so in times like these, I always encourage people that you need more than one source of income. I mean, we have all these bills. We have our light bill, our water bill, our car note, insurance, picnic for single school, and all these other things we have to do with hair and with nails. And shout out to Shaggy Cut Barbers, always a fresh cut in the Consumer Plaza, so you can check him out as well. And I'm saying that if we have all these bills, right, and we only have one salary, our salary is tired. And that's why a lot of people live hand to mouth in Jamaica, because you have so many bills and you only have one salary to feed these things. And so one of the personal ways that I have accumulated money over the time is, of course, it's natural. You take on a second job, or you find some other way to get a second or a third or even a fourth source of income. Because the reality is that one source of income these days is not adequate enough to take care of all the expenses and all the multiplicity of bills that we may have, or subscriptions that we may have. So you have to be very mindful that you have to be savvy in these days. And we are living in the space age, guys. We are living in not Instagram. We're living in Instination, the microwave age. I don't know if you call them Generation Alpha, but everything is on a smartphone. As a matter of fact, your phone is not smart unless your phone is helping you to make some money right now. So if you have a smartphone, smart device, tablet, or a laptop, if you have access to internet, you are able to make money. All right, so some ways that you can make additional source of income is via the internet. You can hook up with sites such as Fiverr, and you can be editing stuff for persons. You can be proofreading stuff for persons. You can be marking papers for persons online, or doing some other tasks that Fiverr or other websites like that have online, where you can actually make an additional source of income, right? When it comes onto the internet, you can also do stuff like YouTubing, You understand me? There are YouTubers out there who are making a killing at it. But guys, remember, stuff like YouTube and making money online, sometimes you can blow big, but sometimes it's a really slow process because you have to build out your brand. You have to really sell your value. What's your value proposition? So you still have to do a fair amount of branding and marketing, even if you are going to go into the online sphere. You know what I'm saying? You can become an influencer for particular brands via online and gain products and promote the products for big companies and also get a commission on that as well. So there are ways in the space age that you can make money online. You can also look into selling products online. You can look into research stuff like drop shipping products. You can look into promoting or marketing products via Amazon or any other medium that actually sells, so that when you promote it on your page, you actually can gain a commission when persons buy based on clicking on the link from your promotion. So those are ways online, and there are many ways online that you can make money. You just have to research it. It's pretty easy. Online is something that I think is useful, but that's not my primary way. I'm kind of old school. So guys, here's the thing. If you want to make an additional source of income, right? I'm going to say a man's gift makes room for him in the presence of kings. What that simply means is, what is your gift? What are you good at outside of your job? You see what I'm saying? You might be a lawyer, but you learn how to sew from your granny, and your granny teach you how to seam together and stitch together some very nice dresses that you can sell for people to go out and enjoy, right? You might be a doctor, but you know how to make some nice drips and make people place look nice. You might be a salesperson, but you love interior decorating, and so whenever people have events, you can put together some fabulous presentations for them, so that when they come into the place, it's like, oh, wow, you really transform this place, or oh, wow, you transform my office space or my home. And guys, what are your gifts? What are you good at? If you want to make an additional source of income, you have to start thinking, what do I actually love to do? What am I actually good at? There's some persons who are good at making beats on their computer or even on their cell phone, and you can even start producing music. You have to think about what are the things that you're naturally good at. You understand me? You might be in a position right now where you're working 9 to 5. And let me tell you something. One of the things I did coming up was I studied the sciences, and ever since I know myself, I've been offering extra lessons, extra classes. I even had a school, Beecher Science School, one time, and I had my friends who were good in physics, maths, chemistry come in, and up by the Meadowbrook High School, I was teaching Meadowbrook High School kids extra lessons, and I was getting paid for doing what I was naturally gifted at. Teaching sciences, it never took anything out of me. It was just a matter of getting the syllabus or the syllabi and actually doing a little bit of promotion to let them know that, hey, you have persons who are actually good in this subject area who are going to teach you. And the students came out, they've done well. Some of them are, lawyers and doctors now, engineers even. So guys, you have to think about what you're naturally good at or what you're naturally gifted at, and figure out how you can monetize your talents that you already have that you're just not using them. You see what I'm saying? Remember, a man's gift makes room for him in the presence of kings. So guys, there is something that I want to talk about. So there are a few people who might be having a particular situation where they're saying, boy, I have a motor vehicle, and based on how things set up right now, the toll gone up, gas gone up, and it's costing me way more money to actually operate this car, rather than if I actually took public transportation or if I carpooled. So just an idea for some of you guys. I've seen it happen, and I've done this before. There were times where I was strapped for cash in the past, and what I used to do is I used to work off recommendation of persons who I heard were reliable and persons who had a good reputation, and I used to rent my car. Guys, if you rent a car, and the going rate for renting a car is like $8,000 a day right now. If you rent your car for even 5 days, 5/8 is 40, that's 40K right away. And if it's a situation where you don't necessarily need to use that car, and if it's a situation where that car is paid off and it's not a huge liability, if something really happens to your car, if you have a spare car, or if you have access to a car, or if you are not using a car, or if that car is costing you more than what you can afford right now, you can actually think about renting out your car. You can be very selective about how you rent out your car, who you rent out your car to, the terms and conditions of renting out your car. But renting your car while you don't have a big use for it can be a significant way where you can actually raise an income stream. And likewise, there are a lot of persons who have a lot of stuff in their yard, like junk. Not really junk, but stuff that you don't use. They have value in the house, but you don't use them anymore. Like, I can tell you, when my mom was here, my mom had like all 2 KitchenAid. She had like 3 Magic Bullet, 2 blenders, and she had them just sitting around, and these were perfectly good appliances. She bought them because she liked the idea of having them, but she just never used them. Guys, there's some persons who have some brand new stuff that are put away in some cupboards in your house, right? That good will still have warranty on them. You can put on a yard sale, or you can select a few good items that would be of value, or people would have value for, and you can actually post those things online on the social media. There will be somebody to buy it, guys. I'm telling you. So there are ways that you can bring in an additional source of income. Now, I remember when I used to work in the call center, and this was many years ago. It was actually my first job, which I actually had during the year, and God bless that job. I used to get paid $7,000 a week, and then them bumped me up to $10,000 a week after a while, when I decided that I never wanted it as a part-time job anymore. So I was like part-time, full-time, never fully full-time, because I was never going to commit to a call center, because I knew I was waiting for the next opportunity to come up. And so I used to get paid $20,000 or $22,000 a fortnight after a while. And I remember in the call center, we had a lot of college kids, right? In the call center, we had a lot of young professionals in the call center. Some of them had degrees, some of them didn't have degrees. But I remember this one particular girl, and it never dawned on me. She was the big sister to this young lady who I had a crush on at the time. So when she came into the call center, big up yourself, Crystal Carr, anyway you're there, right? She actually knew me, and we knew each other well. And I realized that she would work the morning shift, because we had like shift from 8 to 4, 9 to 5, 10 to 6, and 11 to 7. So she'd always try and get the early shift overs, so that, of course, she would get off work early. And I used to notice that when I would get off work with her, she'd just hang around by a little cafe for a little while, and then she'd go over to JPS call center. That's right, guys. Getting an extra job where there's no conflict of interest with your first employer can be a major way in which you can earn an additional source of income. Guys, you're powering up like a Super Saiyan when you get an extra job, because you are getting 2 paychecks. You can have one paycheck that you can dedicate to your expenses, and another paycheck that you can use towards saving and investing into your future. Guys, getting a second job or a third job apart from hobbies, or apart from an online job, if you have 2 places that are willing to pay you a paycheck, you are on your way to becoming a future millionaire, and also enhancing yourself for the future. So we've gone through a few things on how you can make some extra money, and that one was just getting an extra job, right? So guys, I don't want you to make this thing very hard or very complex. There are ways that you can make an additional source of income. You just have to think outside of the box. Think about what you are good at naturally, and see how you can monetize that. There are online options for you to make money. And of course, you have resources, things in your home, like a car, which you can rent out. You can even rent out your house, turn your house in an Airbnb, depending on the kind of setup that you have at your place. And of course, if you can get a second or a third job where there's no conflict of interest with your original employer, you are good to go. So these are just some ways you can make extra money. So guys, thank you for tuning in to this exciting episode of the Money Talk Show. I hope that I gave you some ideas this evening. It can be done. As usual, please like and subscribe to the channel. And thank you for supporting your favorite financial advisor, Christopher Beecher. Over and out.